Hello and welcome to He's Hot but Something's Off. Different intro music. I don't think I've ever done different intro music for this podcast. For the uncut episodes, which are Patreon exclusives, all my Patreon subscribers, they get a extra podcast episode called Uncut every weekend. For a little while, I did do intro music just from whatever music I was happening to be listening to at the time. But this song just happens to be a song I'm currently listening to at the moment. Hold on, how do I? Oh, it's on Bluetooth. I need to turn the Bluetooth off. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I don't know. I've got this very fancy recorder thing, and it has Bluetooth. It's like, oh, I can just do it on Bluetooth. Anyways, I am tech literate, I swear. But this song is from one member of my favorite K-pop girl group called Twice. Her name is Nayeon, and they did this album to celebrate their 10th anniversary. The album is called 10, and it's basically 9 songs on that album, and each of the 9 members did a solo. Like each of the members had their own song. And Nayeon is one of the members, and that's her song. It's called Me. I just like I like the lyrics that are on it. I don't know if you guys are able to hear the lyrics, but don't cook, but I got good taste. Don't drive, but I love the chase. Soft touch when I use my teeth. Don't play with a girl like me. So that's the first few lines. I just happened to be listening to that song. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. I've been on Sniffies lately. Do most of you know what Sniffies is? It's a grinder alternative, and the thing with Sniffies is it's map based. Basically, you see a map and you see a bunch of little circles, which is someone who's logged in, someone who's on Sniffies, and you can see where everyone is. So that is the thing that Sniffies. I don't know if they pioneered the concept, but Grindr just used to be, and it still is, just like a grid. But on Grindr, they have, in some markets, including where I'm in SoCal in LA, if you go to there's like a section you can go to, and it does this same map thing. So you see a map, and you see circles of people's profile pics on it, which is the same thing as Sniffies. Grindr has that now too. But on Sniffies, there are also points of interest. Like, in a regular maps app, you have points of interest, like a park or a gas station or like a restaurant or something. But in Sniffies, it's much more for cruising. So a lot of the gyms are on the Sniffies app. And sometimes I'm curious when I'm at the gym. I don't cruise at the gym. I've said it before. I go to the gym. I just go there to work out. I come in my gym clothes. I work out. And I leave. Like I don't shower, I don't sauna, I don't steam room, I don't do anything. I just go in there, I work out, and I just leave. But I sometimes am curious, like, oh, who's logged into the POI of the gym, like the points of interest? Because for each of the points of interest on the map, you can check into it. Basically, remember Foursquare? It's like that. So you can check into it. You can also say, oh, I'll be at the gym in 30 minutes. And then it'll count down the minutes until you're there. Or you can say that you're here now. It has a system like that. So you can kind of let people know, oh, I'm at the gym. But in addition to being able to check in, there's also a little running comments section. So you can leave comments about the gym or any of the points of interest on the map. And it's like this running commentary, basically. It's not like a real-time chat. It's not like people are posting on it every other minute. But you get a few people post whatever stuff is there. I never really looked at it before when I was at the old gym at Crunch. But I was like, okay, I'm going to a new gym for entertainment purposes. I'm like, let's see who's checked in or let's see who's around. That chat is, it's good. It's actually good entertainment. That little comment section for the new gym that I'm at. And apparently some people are already being called out. Well, not that you can really call people because everybody's kind of anonymous on Sniffies, but people are being called out about the blatantly non-discreet cruising that's going. I don't know if this is this going to be kosher to put onto YouTube actually? Well, I won't go into details, But yeah, it's very interesting, some of the viewpoints that are being expressed in that little comment section for the new gym that I'm at. I mean, I don't think it's a extremely cruisy gym. However, I have not been anywhere near where the sauna, the steam room. Apparently, the steam room was closed for several days, and rumor has it on this little comment section on Sniffies for the gym is that it was closed not because there's any mechanical or technical issue with the steam room. It was because too many gays were getting it on in there, which is the same reason the steam room was closed down so many times at the Crunch. And at least one person thinks all the people that got the Crunch shut down, now they're at this new gym and they're doing the same thing. So yeah, I don't know. People have such strong feelings about cruising at the gym. But there you go. But yeah, I still haven't been anywhere near. There's like the sauna and the steam room and like the showers. Like I don't even know what the layout of that area is, because you go in and it's like the lockers to the left, and then there are the sinks and the toilets on your right. If you walk past that, there's like this little like entryway kind of, and then there is the sauna is the first thing that's there. So you can see the sauna from when you're just where the lockers are. But I don't know what's past it. I have no idea what the layout is. I went to the Crunch for, 3 years, something like that. And I've never even gone remotely near the doors of the sauna of the steam room. I didn't even know the steam room was taken out of service, except for the fact that they put up signs at the wash basins where you wash your hands. And on the mirror, there'd be like a sign, or at the entrance to the locker room, there'd be like a sign. That's the only reason I knew that the steam room even existed. So there you go. Yeah, but like to look at the strong feelings that people have about two things, like the blatant cruising that's going on. And I think people are concerned that if that really is happening, then like they're going to get stuff shut down, which I think is a legitimate concern. But the other thing is there's some people that are very, even if it's not about action in that area, which is like, this is just my 2 cents. If you're going to do that, you do have to be like very discreet, and okay, let's just leave it at that. I don't want to go down a whole thing with that. You just have to be like very discreet, because there are people there that are just there to use the steam room for the original purpose that a steam room is intended for. Sometimes gays just take it too far. I will say that. I will say that some gays do take it too far. But the other thing was some people are having issues with being. I'm not going to use the exact term that they use because it's like a little inflammatory, the terms that they use. Not rude, but it's like quite a strong word to use. But I think some people, or one or two people, have issues with like being checked out at the gym. If someone is looking, someone's literally staring at you to the point where they're making you uncomfortable, yeah, that's weird. But I don't think anyone is doing that at the gym to the level of like someone is staring at me too hard is the gist that I got from it. And I don't know, they're probably no one's looking at them. It's probably all in their head. Anyways, it's very interesting. It's very interesting reading that comment section. So that was worth some entertainment. There are quite a few gays at this gym, not as much as at my last gym. But there's a lot more people at this gym, and it's a much bigger gym. It's a lot busier. I am starting to get occasionally annoyed that sometimes you go to the gym and it's just a little busier than usual. And it is annoying when you hop into one or three machines for whatever you want to work out that day and like everything is full. So it is a little, that is a little annoying. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about, I'm never going to work on segues, by the way. I'll just talk about whatever I want because it's my podcast. Completely unrelated. There's no way to segue smoothly. It takes too much work and energy for me to segue things. Just know that. Anyways, this week It's Wednesday. It's always Wednesday. It's almost always Wednesday that I record this, and it goes up Thursday morning. On Sunday and Monday, I would say, early on in the week, for some stuff that I'm dealing with, which maybe I'll talk a little bit about with my Opas on Patreon. Because my Opas on Patreon know what's going on, just like the top tiers. But anyways, it was just like frustrating, some stuff I was dealing with. Nothing like extremely serious, no one died. But it was just like frustrating. And sometimes when you get frustrated, you just want to take a baseball bat to something. Sometimes when I get really frustrated, I would love to take a baseball bat to something. Maybe I should actually buy a baseball bat. What? No, because there's nothing I can hit at home with a baseball bat that won't get permanently damaged and requires money to replace. But there are ways to work out your anger, and that can take different forms. And, I don't like this idea that sometimes it feels like I can't be angry. Sometimes things will piss you off in life. And I think it's okay to feel angry or disappointed or upset. But if you are able to deal with it in a healthy way, that's fine. I really don't like this concept where you have to be glass half full all the time. I think we need to allow each other to be upset and angry. I think it's fine. I've had friends, most accurately saying. I remember in high school, for example, I had some friends that were they're Christian, and they were just always glass half full, for every single thing. Sometimes with friends, you'll talk about what's going on in your life, and sometimes it's oh, something bad happened, or something's not going their way, or you get a bad grade on an exam or whatever. And sometimes there were a few friends I had that they were just so 100% all the time, just always optimistic about every single thing. That pisses the hell out of me. Because I think not that we should encourage people to be angry all the time, but sometimes shitty things happen. And it's okay to be angry and upset if you do it in a healthy way. If you're literally taking a baseball bat to actual things, especially other people's things, that's not healthy. But I think it's fine, and we should accept and allow for each other to sometimes be angry. Sometimes I get the feeling that, and it's not any one person. It's not any one person. I don't know where it comes from, to be really honest. It could be just in my head. Sometimes it seems like if you get angry, people will say, oh, you should be more thankful for what you do have. Do you guys ever get that? You might be in a place where, you're not in the best headspace, or, you had a speed bump or a roadblock, a setback of some way, shape, or form. And then someone comes and say oh, but think about all that you do have. This constant reminder from others to always be on the up and up is so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying to me. Not that it's bad. I would love to feel happy and optimistic all the time. That's how I truly feel. But sometimes when I'm on the down, or I'm not in the best mood, and then someone comes up to me and say, in a very well-meaning, with the best of intentions, tries to put me into a more optimistic, half glass full mood, makes it feel like my feelings are invalid. Because me personally, and everybody operates a little differently, I get it, and I get the intention of you want to cheer a friend up. I totally get it. But I would just love to have my feelings, because the way I deal with this is I let myself have my feelings, and then later, with a little time, I'm over it. But I don't at least these days, I don't like it when I'm feeling some sort of way, and then someone says something to try to cheer me up, or oh, think about all you do have, and be thankful for this and that. It's it makes it feel like I'm not allowed to have my feelings. And maybe tangentially, it feels like my feelings are being invalidated. Do you guys ever feel like that? I do. So I give all of you permission. If you happen to be not having a good day, yesterday I wasn't having like the best morning. It was a little extra packed at the gym yesterday. And sometimes it's a little annoying when, the gym is a little more packed and all the machines you want to use. It's not the end of the world, right? But I allow myself to feel annoyed. And I allow myself to have my feelings. I didn't take it out on anyone or anything. I didn't lash out at anyone. I wasn't, the brightest, cheeriest of moods. But I dealt with it in my way, and I got on with my life, and I got on with my day. So if someone had came up to me and be like, trying to make me feel like half glass full type of thing, I probably would have punched them square in the face because like you need to get on my face. So I would love to hear if any of you have experienced that. Like sometimes you're not in a great mood. Someone tries to cheer you up, but like, you know what? That is really not what you needed to hear. Is for someone to try to like cheer you up. And yeah, I would love to see if any of you guys share that same viewpoint that, you know what? If you are upset or angry about something, you're allowed to have your feelings. We don't need to be model human beings 100% of the time. Sometimes I feel like with social media, for example, it's been talked about that you see people on social media and it seems so picturesque, seems so idealistic. And that's because, online, if it's your profile, you get to choose what you show. And we so rarely show the parts that are less than squeaky clean. I think maybe these days on social media, it's more acceptable to do that. But from like 4, 5, 6 years ago, I think it was more prevalent that people are only showing the picture perfect version of themselves, and then you don't see anything else. I think it's one of the reasons that, sometimes going on social media, it's like a little depressing because you know your own life, the good, the neutral, and the bad. You know all of what's going on with your own life. Obviously, you're the only person living your life. You go onto social media and all you can see are these people that look like they've got it made and it's so picture perfect and nothing's wrong. You get this tendency, you get this temptation to compare. And you're like, oh, that person looks like they've got everything. They're so beautiful. They look so happy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so I give all of you permission. Like, that's not real life. I think it is also healthy to realize that human beings have emotions. People need to have their feelings at times. If someone's angry like all the time, that's a little different. Okay? But I feel like I just don't want to be told how to feel. And I don't like it when people try to insert their optimism into how I'm feeling at one particular point in time when they... Yeah, that for me, it's like, I just don't like it. Do any of you just always want to be cheered up when you're not feeling good? Or is it just me? Am I just like cold-blooded and it's just like pure evil running through my veins? I don't know. Let me know. Anyways, that's my thought of the day, my thought of the week. A couple of plugs. I should really be plugging stuff at the beginning of the fucking episode, shouldn't I? Anyways, I just released a brand new YouTube video. It's one that I filmed on the Atlantis cruise last month. And it's basically comparing a straight cruise versus a gay cruise. And specifically, the 5 reasons why, if you are gay, you will want to go onto a gay cruise. As I'm doing Just Joey Travels, I'm starting to talk to gays that have gone on straight cruises, but they've never gone on a gay cruise. And sometimes I do get asked, well, why would you go on a gay cruise? Why does it have to be gay? So that video was written and filmed specifically to answer people who have that question. People who might have done straight cruises, maybe several of them, and they don't know anything really about the world of gay cruises. And they're wondering, well, why would I do a gay cruise? How is it different? So that video is up right now. And also, I mentioned my Patreon. My Patreon is up there. The other thing I want to talk about, but I don't think we're going to, and I've talked about it before, and I'm probably going to save it maybe for like next week's episode, is, I have talked about this before, is how we're supporting content creators. I very specifically remember talking about this. I got some fresh thoughts. Maybe I'll save it for next week or I'll save it for Uncut. But my Patreon is there if you would want to support this little podcast and support me and some of my work. My Patreon is there. It is probably linked below. You know the descriptions for these things, I just copy and paste the same every week. Once in a while, if I talk about some specific thing in a podcast episode, I'll put in a link for that thing, but usually I just copy and paste. None of you have seen the description for this podcast. You just listen to the podcast or you just watch the YouTube video. So there you go. All right, that will do it for today. Go check out that new YouTube video. It's one that, those types of videos where I sit in front of the camera and I talk about a specific topic. Those tend to be my most popular videos over a long period of time. The after movies, that kind of is all B-roll basically of what all the different events on a cruise. Those are more hit and miss. But I think people are actually more interested in hearing my thoughts and opinions about gay cruises. And there's a bunch of different topics. I did a facts and myths, gay cruise facts and myths video that I reposted recently. And that one consistently get like a few hundred views every single week. Like week in, week out, it gets views. So this one is kind of done in a similar format. It's like a particular topic that I'm talking about and addressing and putting my opinions and my spin on it as well. But it's something that where I sit down in front of the camera and I'm talking about it. And those tend to be, people like the informational videos over, like those are the more reliable ones. Those are like the Toyota Camrys of my YouTube channel. You know, the after movies are like, it's like the flashy Lamborghini. You know, there's a novelty factor to it and they're like flashy. They take a lot of work to film and edit, by the way. But it's maybe it's not the vehicle of choice for like steady long-term view counts. So yeah, so there's another Toyota Camry video for you. I don't know where the analogy came from. Anyways, until next time. Bye, y'all.